Hello, all you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. Today, I'd like to share with you a movie box set that I have. It's a movie series I don't think a majority of people really talk about. It's kind of more of a cult favorite, I guess. And that would be the Puppet Master series. This is not everything released in the series, but it is a majority of them. So I'm pretty sure my introduction to the Puppet Master series was Puppet Master 4. And I saw it when it aired on the Sci-Fi Channel. Don't think I was the one that recorded it, but I think my grandfather recorded it for me on a VHS tape. It also had Demolition Derby on the channel TNT, or maybe it was TNN. Can't really remember fully, but it was a Demolition Derby airing, and then after that was a recording of the Puppet Master 4 on the Sci-Fi Channel. So yeah, that was my introduction to the series. Before then, I did see the movie cases in video rental places. I don't think I ever rented them till after I saw the series, though. So, anyways, this right here I have is a Blu-ray collection of all the movies, and we'll go through and I'll give you a small impressions of probably movies you should check out in series and probably ones you should skip. We'll start with first, let's give you a nice look at the box. It's one side, then you got the back, then you got a little information side. Not sure how clear that writing's coming on the camera. Then you got the Blu-rays themselves. They're a little bit hard to get out, but we will take out one of the bonus Blu-ray, and then that will give us enough wiggle room to squeeze out the other ones. So we'll start with Puppet Master. This is not the original box artwork, unfortunately. What would I rate this? 1 out of 10. 10 being my favorite in the series, and 1 being my least favorite. I think I'd give this a solid 7. It definitely has some boring parts in it, but it's kind of what started it, and the practical effects in it actually, well, one, a mix of practical effects and stop motion effects for the puppets. It was an intriguing direction as far as for directing the movie. And for the most part, stop motion worked rather well. Puppet Master 2. So, okay, so these are probably the covers. They just look a little different without the red writing. So Puppet Master 2. Overall, I would probably rate it probably around the same as the first one. I personally don't like it better. I think I like the first one better. But I can see also how people can like number 2 better than number 1. So this introduced Torch. He's there on the cover. Yeah, I don't know. This one just didn't quite click for me. So yeah. It's not a bad introduction. It's not a bad addition to the series. It's just not my favorite. So we got Puppet Master 3. Also known with the subtitle Toulon's Revenge. So this one was actually pretty good. I think movie budget wise and production wise, this is the highest budget movie in the series. You can definitely tell, and as far as comparing it to what you would compare to like something that's not like a B budget movie, this would be it, and this definitely deserves a solid 10 rating. It is not my favorite though. It's probably my second favorite, so I would probably rank it a 9, but it definitely is a 10 in a lot of people's eyes, so there is nothing wrong with liking this one even more, and it definitely deserves it. Puppet Master 4. So this is the one that introduced me to it, and probably so. That is why it is my favorite. I would say it's one of the easier ones to get into if you're not a horror fan either, because there is a fun factor kind of to the story of this one, where not so much 3, but in the first 2, the puppets were kinda, I guess you would call them evil. In this one, and also in this one, they kinda play more on like they're good guys. and that is due just to them having a good master that controls them. So yeah, this one was kind of fun because you got these small little puppets, and the thing they're facing in this film and in the next film, which I'll get into, but they're facing these little demons that are called totems. Yeah, so it's a really it's just a movie with these little puppets versus these little demons. So it's just kind of really fun and not so much scary, so that's why I say this one. If you're not really a horror fan, it's a lot easier to get into Puppet Master 4. There is a little bit of gore, but yeah. Puppet Master 5, which when this one was being made, 4 and 5 were being made at the same time. So they were actually meant to be one movie, but they split it out into 2 movies. I can't remember the reason why, but I don't think there was enough content left over to split this off into 2 movies. So to me, it feels like Puppet Master 5 kinda drags on a bit. I feel they could have probably turned this from, let's see, how long was it? From a 79-minute movie to like a hour and a half to a 2-hour movie, and then that would have flowed a lot better than separating this part into its own movie. But that's just my opinion. And I would rank this probably a 5 or 6. It's not great, but it is the last of the good ones, I would say. The films kind of got worse and worse as time went on. That's not really fully true, but it kind of had a slippery slope where it just kind of dropped in quality. Curse of the Puppet Master. So watching this when I was younger, I didn't really notice the quality drop that much. But watching it as an adult, you definitely can see how the puppets in this are made of a cheaper quality, and there's not really as much movement in the puppets. It feels like they kind of just... It seems like they have... I don't know. They just didn't have the budget, but like I said, the puppets didn't move that well, and it was just very kind of phoned in. Story is okay. I will be I will be kind and give this a 5, though. It's more on a 4 scale for me, but there's a lot worse ones in here. Actually, I'll go with a 4. I will go with a 4 for this. We have Retro Puppet Master. Actually, you know what? now that I'm thinking of it, I'm going to change Curse of the Puppet Master to a 2. Yeah. So, I would say it's not worth the time. Retro Puppet Master. This, I think, was supposed to be kind of like a reboot of a sort of a thing. And, well, I think rating wise, it could be anywhere between a 4 or a 5, depending how much you like this style. The acting's kinda meh in it. It's kinda not great. Story wise, I think it's a little bit more intriguing. Then we have Puppet Master The Legacy. This is a 0. Not even a 1. This is a 0. Skip it. Has about 15 minutes of unique content in the movie. The rest is just like a clip show from the previous movies. Lame. So this got Puppet Master Axes of Evil. So these last 3 movies are kind of a trilogy of sorts as far as the storyline. My problem is I can't remember too much from them. I don't remember them being horrible or bad. Like, I think I would rank them around a 4 or 5. I just can't remember specifically between Axes of Evil, Axis Rising, and Axis Termination. I can't remember specifically which one was the better and worse film. So as a trilogy, I am gonna rank them as I'm gonna give them a 5 as far as average goes. They are not the greatest, but they're definitely, they're not the worst. That's how I would describe them. Like I said, the only problem I have is I cannot remember hardly anything from them 3 movies, which you could indicate is a bad sign, but I also only ever watched them once. So you can take that kinda, however you want. The coolest puppet is probably Blade. My favorite puppet is probably Pinhead, which is very different from the Pinhead from the Hellraiser series. He's just kind of funny looking. All the puppets are kind of uniquely cool in their own way, which was part of the fun of watching the series. Is at least in the earlier films, the puppets kind of had their own kind of personality. So yeah, I don't think I can recommend the entire series to people that just are not really digging it or are really that into it, but it's probably at least worth a watch to see if you can get into it or not. Hopefully you enjoyed this little kind of just this little breakdown of the movies, even though I didn't really talk about the movie story wise. There's plenty of other channels that do that, and I wasn't necessarily reviewing the movies. I was just wanting to go through it and give you my rating and thoughts of the movies. But yeah, thank you for watching. I know the video is a little shorter. But yeah, when I get off into showing more video games and just some of the more hardware stuff, there'll definitely be some longer videos. This was just a small, like, appetizer video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and share me your love or hate to the Puppet Master series in the comments. Have a great day. Have a great night. See you in the next video.